The greatest thing that you will ever experience in this life is going from the old self to the new self. Because you have to understand that yourself, is really nothing. You're pure energy, you're pure spirit, pure God, infinite intelligence, whatever you want to call it. You at your core are just pure energy. Pure energy. You've been gifted with this body. This body is the vessel. You've been programmed genetically through your DNA. That's why you look the way that you look. But in essence, we're all the exact same thing. So once you understand this, now you can understand how you can move from one self, the old self, or the current self, to the desired self, the new self. And that's going to come from you creating the new self in your mind. What is that new self? It could be a different relationship, could be a job, could be earning a certain amount of money. It could be any kind of these things. Being able to speak in public, being able to have that confidence that you want, have the body that you want. Whatever it is that you desire, this new self, write it down. Get clear on what it is that you want. This new self is this: confident, charismatic, social, friendly with others. Whatever that is for you, write it down. Now, where you are at right now doesn't matter. It does not matter. Whatever your current version or the old self is, it doesn't matter. Whatever results that you're getting, you are infinite. You can have anything that you want in this life. You just have to set your mind to it and be willing to do whatever you have to do. Be willing to go through whatever you have to go through. So now you have this idea of this new self. Now, you're still going to be pulled in the direction of the old self. The old self is going to come up, the old behaviors, the old thoughts, the old feelings, the old actions. Those are the things that are going to keep you to your old self. But once you recognize it and you're aware of it, once exposed, you can't be exposed again. You now see it for what it is. You see it as the old self. That's the old self. That's the person I don't want to be anymore. Those are the types of thoughts that I don't want to think anymore. Those are the types of feelings and actions that the new self just doesn't engage in. The new self doesn't feel those ways. The new self doesn't think those thoughts. The new self doesn't take those actions. So you have to get so clear on what that old self is and what the new self is for you to actually break down the thoughts, feelings, and actions that you would have in real time. Like you're reflecting on your behavior in real time. How are you acting right now? What are you saying to yourself? Because these are the things that are going to create you into the person that you want to be. Your self-talk and your actions during times of adversity will determine who you become. So now you understand, okay, there's the old self, the person I no longer want to be. And then there's the new self, the person I want to embody now. And here's the thing. People are still going to hold you to that old self. There's people that know you only as that old self. And you're going to be creating this new vision, bringing this new vision into reality as this new self. You just can't engage. You don't have to worry about trying to convince them or explain to them. You know what you're doing. You know what's taking place. You're literally shifting your spirit into a whole new spirit. Like you're embodying a whole new self. And this is going to take time. This is going to take trial and error. This is going to take you fucking up. It's going to be hard. You're going to want to go back to the old self. You're going to want to go back to the same junk food, porn, drinking, doing drugs, hating on others, being selfish, being jealous or envious. You're going to want to go back to these ways of being. But those are your limited ways of being. And when you can recognize them for that, you can call it for what it is, because that's not you. Those are just the viruses, the programs that have been put on top based on the people that have been around you, the things that you've experienced in life, how you've interpreted things. And once you recognize that as its own self, and you realize that you're the observer, not the actual program, then you can actually start to instill these new programs. Because now you've removed so much of yourself, so much of your ego, that you're no longer thinking that that's you. Because that's not you. You are the observer, observing everything that's taking place as you're doing it. So now you have the old self and you have the new self. As you start to take time to embody this new self, things are going to change in your life. People are going to leave. The places that you go are going to change. The things that you eat are going to change. Everything about you is going to change because you're literally dying off to your old self. That's what's taking place. You literally have to die off to this old self of these ways of being in order for you to fully embody this new self. Like, you have to be completely put to the bottom, brought down to the bottom, down to your lowest. Everything's taken from you. Everything's taken from you. But that's where you build the foundation for this new self. That's where you build your new self. You have to get rid of all the other shit first. Because if you try and build on top of all that other shit, that's still there. And you're always going to revert back to that at some point. You have to literally clean house and get down to the lowest form, just the darkest of days, and endure those and go through those and be put on the floor. Like, fuck, really? Really? I got to let go of that? Like, I really don't want to let go of that. That's why you have to let it go. Because it's the thing that you didn't want to let go at the highest degree. So you've let that go. Now you're at the bottom. You have no other choice. You have no other choice but to build up. You have no other choice but to embody this new self, because that's destiny. This is what you desired. You held it in your imagination for so long, and you held it in your heart for so long that this is who I wanted to be. And you asked for it, and now you're getting it. It's just, the thing is that this reality, this physical 3D reality, is at such a time lag that most people don't understand that they're actually creating their reality. But this time lag has to take place, and it's taking place slowly but surely. Oh, it hurts. It sucks. But it's going to hurt and it's going to suck either way, whether you create this new self or you stay as the old self. So I think it's best to embody this new self, be this new self, because what else you got? Go live mediocre life or live the life of your dreams and go through everything you have to go through. This is what it's all about. Sacrifice creates paradise. So go from the old self to the new self. Write down what that new self is. Hold that new self in your imagination, in your heart. Feel as though you are already experiencing that reality, and it's only a matter of time.